Vendors Event Center on the Reading Fightin Phils broadcast network alongside Jake Starr. My name is Bob McCool. It's the Hartford Yard Goats at 17-11, taking on the 12-17 Reading Fightin Phils, and we're joined by the Phils manager Al Pedrique. Skip, let's kind of talk about where things are right now, because this is a bit of an odd week in a lot of ways because of the trade deadline. It's now in the rearview mirror. You've lived through trades, you've lived through the trade deadline. But it's got to be hard for young kids because they're hearing all the stories and all the possibilities and trying to keep them focused on the job at hand. It's got to be happy that it's behind you, but are there conversations that are necessary inside the clubhouse during this week?
Bob, Jake, hi again. Definitely it's a tough situation, especially for the young guys that haven't been involved and they like to talk about stuff. They read the media too much, and then they come in the clubhouse, start talking, and starting rumors. So our job is to make sure that they know they have no control, and they need to relax, and they still have to stay focused on what we got to do that day. And we always tell them, I say, listen, if you're gonna get traded, it's gonna happen. If it doesn't happen, you're still here, you still gotta go out there and compete and do the best you can. But it's not an easy situation because obviously for the young guys, when they start with the organization, they assume they're gonna get to the majors with that organization. And that's why I always remind them, I say, remember, you're playing for us, but you're also playing for all the 29 organizations. So you never know. Once you have a uniform on, anything can happen. Your focus and concentration should be that when I go step on the field, I want to be the best I can be that day and come in the clubhouse on a daily basis with a positive attitude, get better somehow, and see what happens.
And we're at a point now with the trade deadline in the rearview mirror, a whole bunch of moves really after the All-Star break where you're at a point where you probably look at this group and you know this is probably at least a core group you're going to have between now and when the season ends in September, right? So for you as a manager, knowing that, okay, this is our core, maybe there's some trickling in and out here and there, you know, it's probably got to be nice to know, okay, I'm going to have some consistency every day for the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Well, as an organization, we're very excited where we are right now. With a lot of these young players coming up together. Some of these guys have been playing together since, you know, they were in Clearwater. They were in Jersey last year. They started the season in Jersey again this year. And you can tell they're comfortable with each other. They really enjoy playing for each other. Now they're at this level where they know that it's a tougher league. They're going to be facing a lot of good hitters, a lot of good pitching. So it's a matter of time. We need to just let them go out and play the game and keep teaching and help them to make the adjustment. I think so far they've done a great job. And again, as a staff, organization, we're very happy that these kids are coming up together, and I'm sure once they get comfortable, we're going to start seeing a lot of good things out of them, especially for next year.
One of the guys who kind of was through that and was up here with you a little bit before some of the newest additions is Otto Kemp, who you've been able to put out there pretty much every day at third base. You've batted third, you've batted fourth, you've batted fifth. Wherever you seem to bat him, he seems to be productive. I think he flies under the radar a little bit from some people who are looking and talking about the Phillies prospects. This guy's just done his job every day.
Yeah, this is the kid that, you know, we're cheering for him, and we're hoping that he gets a shot to play in the majors. If he's not with us, with somebody else, this is the kid that his makeup is off the chart. He comes to the park ready to go. He's always expecting to play, whether it's at third base, second base, hitting third, hitting fifth, sixth. It doesn't matter. He wants to play. He wants to help the team to win. And when you have those type of players with that type of makeup, obviously, personally, I would like to take my chance and let him play and see what happens. And hopefully, he will get to the majors. He's a great kid, works hard. His routine is awesome. Every day, he continues working hard in the cage, out on the field, on his defense. He's always asking questions. You can tell that during the game, he pays attention to detail, always talking to his teammate, Brock Stasia, hitting coach. He always wants to find out, get information about the guys that we're facing every night.
And of course, another one of those guys who came up a couple of weeks ago is Justin Crawford. And a lot of people have been very high on Justin Crawford throughout the Phillies organization, throughout baseball as a whole. You had a chance now to see him it's going to be 2 weeks tomorrow since he made his Reading debut. What have you liked from him so far?
I like the fact that this kid's only 20 years old. He's already in Double-A. I mean, it brings me memory back when I was in Double-A with the Jackson Mets, New York Mets organization, and we had guys like Darryl Strawberry, Terry Blocker, and back then those guys were 20, 21. So Crawford is in a good spot. We just need to be patient with him. He's learning a lot of things about the game. Definitely, I love the fact that he plays hard. He wants to get better, and he's very coachable. He likes to listen. He likes to try different things that will make him better. Obviously, for me, if he stays healthy, which he's right now, he has a bright future.
You were talking a moment ago about the fact that even if you're not playing for the Phillies, you're playing for the other teams in the organization. A guy who kind of fits that is Robinson Pena, who was minor league free agent. The Angels had him. They used him more as a reliever than as a starter. He has found a spot in Reading and your rotation, and he has responded. What is the difference in Robinson Pena 2023 versus what he's done in 2024?
Well, for me, Pena, he's been a great surprise, pleasant surprise. He's done a great job in the rotation. So far, he's having a great year. I think it was a mature issue for him to understand that we're trying to help you to get better. Some guys, they're young, they think they know everything. So once they hit the bottom a little bit, they wake up and they start listening. And I think Pena, right now, he's been great on the field, off the field, and the clubhouse is getting so much better. Yes, he got some decent stuff, good stuff that he can pitch as a starter, maybe as a reliever, who knows. But right now, as a starter, he's done a great job. We're hoping and praying that he stays healthy. And hopefully he will finish up with a strong year, but he has a chance to pitch in the majors.
The last couple of months have been a tale of two stories for you in terms of how many offensive players you have. You go back to June, there were some days where you had 2 available reserves, and now you're looking at, I believe it's 15 or 14 total offensive bats. A, how do you manage that? B, how do you get everybody consistent ABs when there's so many guys kind of coming in right now?
Well, number one is to be honest with them and make sure they understand their role. They have to understand that we have 16 guys right now, and we're going to do the best we can as an organization, give everybody an opportunity to get their bats, get playing time, and hopefully by the end of the year, they're happy with that. Number one, number two is the performance will take care. Performance will give you the opportunity to be in the lineup. And that's the one thing I'm a firm believer that we need to teach this kid, that you have to earn the spot. You have to earn the privilege to be in the lineup, and it's part of the game. They have to understand that if you play well, you take care of business, you respect the game, and you prepare the right way, you compete, you will get a shot.
There always the aspect of your job is as much psychiatrist as it is baseball coach. Is that ever slowed down, the psychiatrist part of it? Is it? I mean, how much is there ever a point where these guys kind of understand where they are, and you don't feel as if you're having the personal one-on-one meetings as much mentally as you are physically?
No, Bob, that never ends. That's every day. But it is part of the job, and to understand that helping them to get better physically, the mental part is very important. The tough schedule, the travel, the grinding on playing every day, the grinding on taking BP every day, take ground balls, working you with fly balls. The pitchers go out every day and play catch. They have bullpen sessions. So that's the part that we need to make sure that they understand that in order to get better and be successful at a higher level, that's what you got to do every day. Obviously, we find the time, we pick the time here and there to give him a break, a late show. Sometimes we don't hit on the field. But the main thing is the mental part. Like I said, it's every day that you have to stay on top, just to make sure that they're happy. Make sure that they have to understand that you cannot turn the switch off. That switch got to stay on the whole time, because you never know that one day you turn it off, and maybe that's your last chance and you'll have a uniform on.
Last one for me. Gene Cabrera gets a start tonight. We've seen some good, some bad out of Gene so far. First couple of appearances for him, but kind of, what can we look forward from him tonight, and what excites you about a pitcher like Cabrera?
Well, I'm very happy to see him on the mound. He loves to compete. He's aggressive. He will attack the hitters. He will throw a lot of strikes. Again, this is the kid. He's only 22, if I'm not mistaken. He's already in AA, and I heard a lot of good things about his composure on the mound, aggressiveness, and right now the main thing for him is to work on his command, be consistent, work a handy count, and use your breaking ball and the changeup more often, especially the changeup on fastball count. But again, he's only 22, he's learning, and I think this is another kid that also has a bright future.
Game 3 of this series between the Reading Fightin' Phils and the Hartford Yard Goats about to come your way. Fightin's won Game 1, Yard Goats won last night. Phils will try to wrestle back control of this series. We'll take a timeout, back with starting lineups and first pitch right after this in the Reading Fightin' Phils.